What's up YouTube? So today I want to show you guys some awesome delay tricks. So for this episode I'm going to be using kilohertz delay inside Snap Heap. Like I say in a lot of my tutorials, you can do this using parallel effects and various other ways. I know there's going to be tons of comments saying,
but if you have this, you can do this,
etc, etc. I kind of want to avoid doing built-in DAW stuff because so many people have different DAWs. I know most of my viewers are using Ableton. That's why I think the Snap Heap stuff is so cool, because it works in all the DAWs and it's such a kind of expandable platform. Anyway, let's dive into it. So if you haven't seen my video on the kilohertz reverb and one really cool trick with that, I'm going to post a link in the iCard just over here. You should definitely check that out. That'll help you understand a little bit about what's going on with the sound, or at least with the routing and stuff that I'm going to be doing in this episode. So anyway, I'm going to kind of take that idea a little bit further, and I want to apply it to delays and some really cool things that I've figured out using this trick. So I've got this track that I've been working on. You can check it out in one of my latest streams. You can see like how I came about these sounds and stuff, but I thought this chopped vocal would be particularly good to outline exactly what I'm going to do with this sound. Just to make things easier, I'm going to just mute things. So this is the sound that I'm talking about. I believe it's a sample of a guy saying rave that I've just, really kind of edited and stuff. So let's just put that on the beginning of the beat here, and let's dive into Snap Heap, and I want to show you a couple of really cool tricks with the delay. So let's add in the delay over here. So in the previous video, which I pointed out earlier, I outlined the fact that if you mix the little snap in to 100%, you can use these lanes to kind of mix it back with the dry, essentially creating like a kind of send return thing where you're mixing back into the original again. And this kind of gives you the ability to add effects to like the delay tails or the reverb tails. This is particularly cool to, for example, create like a kind of dub delay effect where you've got like filtration and maybe a bit of saturation. Let's add saturator, turn it down and mix a little bit, and some kind of filtration. Let's maybe do a different type of filter in front, like this, on just the delay tails, if that makes sense. This type of thing is really cool, particularly on synths. Let me actually see if I've got, should have like a 303 lead line here, which I can just pop here to show you guys. Because you're still retaining the clear tone of the synth. It's just that the kind of delays are now being smeared a little bit with, distortion and that kind of thing. I'm just going to duplicate this over onto the channel that I had there. Let's listen to this one. Anyway, you get the idea. So let's jump back here to the sample. So this trick that I'm going to show you doesn't particularly work very well on those kind of running lead lines. It's more for these kind of more effects-orientated things. However, that being said, is you can bounce stuff out and overlay it, so it'll work. If you're not following, you will understand a little bit more about what I'm going to tell you. We're going to kind of fake a moving dub delay kind of filter by using an envelope. So if you have a look at, let me actually just turn this volume down here. When the sound kind of like triggers, it kind of like triggers an LFO here. So we can use that. Let's just turn the depth up so we can actually see a little bit more about what's happening. We can kind of use that release time to kind of modulate the filter, if that makes sense. So check this out. I believe we're going to want to maybe do it backwards, so it filters upwards like that over time. Let's listen to what this sounds like. Okay, I'm going to save this patch for my $5 Patreons. Let's just create a new folder here. Call this delays. Call this long dub delay 1. So we can also do a couple other things. I'm actually going to mute the saturation, and let's maybe just turn off this modulation for now. We're going to get back into that shortly. So, of course, using this method, there's so many other things within Snap-Heap that we can use to kind of alter these delay tails. Some of my favorite things are frequency shifting, where you can kind of create this crazy effect. You know, let's do a similar thing to what we did now with that filter, where it kind of like modulates using the envelope. We could also modulate the delay time. So just for quick reference, I want to show you how crazy this sounds. Let's set this to this milliseconds, so we're not syncing it anymore. We want to watch this feedback because this can create problems. You know, we might get crazy ringing effect. But let's set this modulation to the time of this delay. Check this out. Let's actually go the other way around. This resonator effect is also really, really cool, but I generally make sure that this is kind of pitched to the key of the track, just so it kind of makes sense chromatically. I actually want to save this for you guys. It's a pretty interesting sound effect, this one. But also, we don't have to go this wild. You know, we can actually turn off the modulation happening here, turn this back to regular 3/16, but still use these kind of reverb, resonator, frequency shifter effect. We don't even need to really use this one. This could be going a bit wild there. You know, just to kind of like smear the tails of that reverb. Then we could maybe put something like a filter, put it on a band pass, and then maybe get LFO to modulate this, just for some
weird black wobbly movement
in that tail. Let's maybe get this a bit faster. And then we could even put like another delay after this, put this on a different time, 2/8 triplets, and then maybe a reverb after that. Let's put this frequency shifter back on. And let's set one of these macros as a mix. It's actually a pretty cool effect with that wobble. Yeah, I'm going to save this wobbly delay for my $5 Patreons. So I think that's enough of these crazy random delays. I want to show you another really, really cool technique that I've picked up using Snap-Heap. So like I said in the beginning, there are various ways of achieving something similar to this. There are plugins developed specifically for this. Cubase even has one built in, but again, like I said, I want to kind of avoid the built-in DAW stuff because so many people use other DAWs. So I'm going to open Snap Heap, and straight off the bat, what I want to do here is I want to open another instance of Snap Heap, because what we're doing now, or what I want to show you guys how to do, is to create a multi-tap delay. And by creating another instance like this, what we're able to do is, once we've kind of created like one tap head, we can quickly scale it up, and then within this Snap Heap we can scale it up even more and more. So it's kind of infinite what you can do. It's pretty crazy. But just to keep things simple, I just want to put one Snap Heap inside the first one. Let's open this guy up. So now here, what I want to do is I want to create a simple multi-tap delay. What is a multi-tap delay? It's essentially a delay which has like these different playheads, and you choosing where on the grid those playheads are. So traditionally, like a traditional delay would be something like this. It's kind of like a simple 3/16 beat that repeats itself. Da, 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 da. A multi-tap delay is where you would kind of choose a rhythm like da 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 and let that delay off, if that makes sense. How can we achieve this? Let's straight off the bat turn the feedback of the delay down to 0. It's only creating one copy. So have a listen here quick what's happening. Now we got one copy, right? Let's set this mix to all the way. Now we have no more original, just the copy that's kind of slightly shifted off beat. Does that make sense? If we click here, we're creating a parallel channel. So now we're going to hear original and copy. Okay, are you guys following? I hope so. So now what we can do is let's pop this here. Let's set this to 3/16 and 7/16, like different like rhythmic thing going on. So this is going to be like obvious. And what we can do is we can then hit parallel here to create the original again. So we're kind of creating this rhythm here. To make things a little bit more sensible on the rhythm, let's just put this onto a 6 here. And let's scale this up again. Boom, boom, and let's set this to 9. So we've got the original and then the 3 copies. Hope you guys are following. So now let's pop this over here, set this to 12. We have no more original. This is why I wanted to open up this original Snap Heap inside another Snap Heap, because now we can mix it like this. Or we could, let's actually just drag this here and then parallel it so we have a dry, and then we can create multiple playheads if we need. So inside this stacked version of Snap Heap here, let's dive in and start playing with the rhythm of this delay that we've created. So like I said, let's put like a 7. Let's try get stuff that's not divisible by each other. 11, so I think these prime numbers. What else is a prime number? 17/16. Does that work? Maybe we'll go with 5. That's actually pretty cool. But just to keep things sensible, I want to put the 5 here. I want to put the 7 here, just so I know what's going on. The last one seems like it's a little bit late. I feel like this one maybe should come here. Let's listen. Yeah, I think that's cool. 3, 5, 7, and 10. So here's where things start getting interesting. Because Snap Heap is kind of, you've got all the effects under the sun here. We could start putting different effects onto each of these multi-taps. Or we could pan them, each of these heads, slightly differently. So let's, for example, let's think of like a rhythm that we want to do. Let's go like original center and then left, right, center, or like left, right, left, center, or something. So most multi-tap delays will have like a post-delay section, and that gives you the ability to create like a traditional delay on the kind of rhythm that you've created. So let's just set this to something like 4/16. I think that's going to capture the whole bar. Let's have a listen to that. We actually want to put this here, I believe. So now we can go in and we can start, like I said, adding different effects here. We could just, start with something simple like different filters. That's pretty interesting to create these like different cutoff positions. So let's go like a high pass, low pass. Awesome, that sounds great. So this is not only great for these kind of like vocal choppy things, this is also awesome for rhythmic stuff. So I'm going to find a bongo type sample. Let me see if I can find one quickly. Because what we're doing is we're kind of creating like a slightly different rhythm. So you can use like a single hit from like a drum and create like this rhythmic thing using those multi-taps. Awesome, that's about it. Like I said, I'm going to be posting these presets to my Patreon for all my $5 supporters. If you want to know what that's all about, check out the link that's going to be on the screen at the end of the video. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.